Hi guys, today we're gonna be doing discovery tours in the Assassin's Creed Odyssey game. Wants to do this for quite a while. I start playing the campaign, but I think this is more interesting. Let's go start ahead and let's see what we can get.
Greetings, wanderer, and welcome to the Acropolis, the shining jewel of Athens. My name is Aspasia. Though I am not originally from Athens, I have climbed to the top of its social ladder using my wit and intellect. I've even earned the love of Pericles, one of the most powerful men in the city. The mind truly is a beautiful thing. Personally, I think the Acropolis is one of, if not the, greatest place in all of Greece. Though, considering it was the project of my partner, Pericles, I may be a touch biased. The Acropolis of Athens is a bastion of art and culture worthy of the gods themselves. Within this citadel, you will find many important sacred buildings, as well as some of the most magnificent art in all of Greece. You are in for a very enlightening visit. When you're done, come find me, and we can discuss the things you have seen. Farewell for now.
So it does start a bit different than in the Assassin's Creed Origins game. You can't even choose what you want to actually go and explore. It kind of started in here, and you know what, we're just gonna follow and see how it's gonna go.
The Acropolis has gone through many changes in its long history. It began as a simple rock, was settled as early as the Neolithic period, and then became a fortress in the Mycenaean period. Stone buildings started appearing in 7th century BCE.
Oops, my bad.
But the famous structures whose ruins remain visible today date mainly from a period of construction in the 5th century BCE. The location of the Acropolis is closely tied with Athens' foundation myth. Supposedly, it was the site where Athena and Poseidon competed for the city's patronage. This connection gave the Acropolis a sacred aura, and it was considered the religious heart of the city.
Yeah, let's look at it now. So I guess this picture is from today's age. How it looks now. Shall we scroll the text? How we do that? We can't. That's all we have, I guess. What's this doing? Oh wait. There we go, we do it this way, fine. And play with audio, I think that'll be the same thing we just heard, isn't it?
The Acropolis has gone through many changes in its...
Yes it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next one. I actually like this a bit more this way than in the Origins, because we actually have more the kinematic experience.
Περί τίνων κοσμημάτων συνδέεται. Ποιος ο κίνδυνος, φήμε διαδέδονται επί των λιμένα, ότι λείπονται αρώνες μάλλον ισοδαπηλέα.
Πρόμεθα το παραδείγματι των έργων αυτού, την αντιβάλλομεν το δέον γένεστε εις την άρση των λιμνών. Άλλο της θέλητος ναός, ουκ εστί πανίδη.
Αλλά στις τραγωδίες ορθοπαιδίες δείχνει σύλλη τι τρόπο επί του κάνετε τούτο.
Ανάκρουσε πρίμναν.
Καταλόγου εξήγησης των πουλήσεων και θύναμος κοινών.
The Temple of Athena Nike was built on the remains of old fortifications from the Mycenaean era. Worship at the temple can be traced back to the 6th century BCE. But the building itself was destroyed during the Greco-Persian Wars a century later. It was rebuilt during the Peloponnesian War. Given that the name Athena Nike roughly means Athena of victory, it was likely constructed in the hopes that Athens would win the war. Unusually, The temple depicts historical scenes of battles against the Persians, instead of the more mythologically inclined art of other Greek buildings. The temple's priestess was chosen randomly among the Athenians and received a salary of 50 drachmae annually, along with skins and trophies from sacrificed animals.
Well, that's nice. They told us it was 50 drachmae, but they could have mentioned how much it is in comparison to today's money. So we have a bit better idea of how much 50 drachmae actually is. Maybe we're gonna find out a bit later though, but I do prefer this style of kinematic more experience than to just walking around and have the audio playing. So yeah, so far so good.
Βοτριόκος με οδηγέ των κομμών, ελθέ μάκαρ, μίστες υβρίων και χαρημένος εή.
Μετασμάτων, καλών, ανίωτος τρικών μικρών, συνοδείας χάρη.
Μεγαλώνει με θεά, αγλαότη.
Τετάρτη παριστάνε το άλγος αυτό. Μη αλλού ευρίσκεται η γνώση η πάρεξη, ότι ο εχέφρον ούτε πενεργεί.
That's something new. Ah, I can see. So the purple ones. Well, let's check out the purple first. Let's see what's gonna be.
Ναι, αλλά η αφήγηση στις ιστορίες γίνεται με τα λιλικίες. Και το επιχείρημα αυτό...
Okay, so it's mostly just the pictures then, I guess, and no audio sadly, or kinematics, but still better than nothing. We get a bit more information, so I like this. I like this quite a lot. Now, oh yeah, the text is moving by arrows. Okay, so perhaps I missed some text before.
Είστε αφιλόκλησης,
Μόνο όταν το επιχείρημα δομείται πιστεύει. Αναπληρώσει στους τραγικούς της δομής ταύτης ένεκεν, μάλλον η Σοφοκλέα.
Βρώμεθα το παραδείγματι των έργων αυτού, είναι αντιβάλλομεν το δέον γένεστε εις τινάν συλλογισμών. Αλλά της θέμηδος ναός, ούκ εστι πανήγυρις.
The Acropolis was built up over a long period, due in no small part to its partial destruction during the Greco-Persian Wars. It was in the 5th century BCE, though, that the Acropolis received its most significant improvements. This period was an extremely prosperous time for Athens, both financially and culturally. With a booming economy bolstered by trade and the Lavrion silver mines, Pericles, the leader of Athens, financed a huge project to rebuild the citadel. He enlisted the help of renowned artists, like the sculptor Phidias, as well as the architects Iktinos and Callicrates. Together, they erected buildings like the Parthenon and the Propylaea Gateway. Pericles' goal was to make the Acropolis into a glorious monument to the gods and to mortal Athenians.
Μόνο όταν το επιχείρημα δομείται πιστικών.
The Acropolis was built up over a long period, due in no small part to its partial destruction during the Greco-Persian Wars. It was in the 5th century BCE, though, that the Acropolis received its most significant improvements. This period was an extremely prosperous time for Athens, both financially and culturally, with a booming economy bolstered by trade and the Lavrion silver mines. Pericles, the leader of Athens,
Δρόμεθα το παραδείγματι των έργων αυτού, είναι αντιβάλλον των δέων και άπαντες
Μία και ως αύριο εγγύησε ότι σχίσω εις τα σχήρασμα. Ως κατά έχομεν μάρμαρον πολύστικτον θείωθεν, πλεψί επιδιασχιζούσε σχίον το σώμα.
Ίσως και την αικιακά, πινάκια και ιδρύες ονειμένα εξ Ατλαντίδος ή εκ του προκτούσου ελκυσμένα.
Αναβιβάσε το προγράμμα
Ανιόμενη έχει την ευθύν αίρεση. Η ισχύ του
άπαντες
Behind the Propylaea was the giant bronze statue of Athena Promachos, or Athena who fights on the front lines. That name was reflected in the spear and shield the statue held in its hands. It was erected in the mid-5th century BCE by the artist Phidias. According to an inscription, it took 9 years to make and cost almost 500,000 drachmae. At approximately 10 meters tall, the statue was apparently so large that Pausanias claimed its helmet and spear tip could be seen from the sea near Cape Sunion, 60 kilometers away. The ornamentation on the statue's shield was engraved by the metalsmith Mies.
Προαιρούνται του ύψους της διανοίας. Μεγαλώνει με και πολύ όριμο διεκλαμβάνει και θηροκτώνει. Εκρίνεται ταυτόχρονα.
Behind the Propylaea was the giant bronze statue of Athena.
Yeah, I see. The text is actually a bit different in here, isn't it, than what we have to play in audios. So it's worth checking out and read all of this as well, I guess. We're just not gonna do it now. If you guys wanna read all of that, I'm always gonna move all the way down as well, so you can read it and pause the video. And I wasn't so sure. I mean, they said 10 meters tall. It's hard to guess, as in the game it's at least 230. So that seems to be a little bit misleading. That's definitely not 10 meters. Much larger in game. Look at this one. Okay, just for comparison, so I will assume that our character may be almost, let's say, 1.8 meters. To make it easier, let's make her 2. Now, I would say this statue is maybe 3 times as tall, 3.5. So that statue there, that should be like 6 meters, maybe 7. But they won't tell us that it's 10. Unless there was some kind of mistake in what they say, then this statue definitely in the game is not up to scale.
Μόνον όταν το επιχείρημα δομείται πιστικών, τότε δύναται αν κερδάνε εν ζήτη.
Πρόμεθα το παραδείγματι των έργων αυτών, είναι αντιβάλλομεν το δέον γενέστε εις τεινά συλλογισμών, αλλά ότι στέμιδος ναός, ουκ εστί πανήγυρης.
Είναι ασταθεί εν επιχείρημα, 2 οι όροι εισί, το γιγνώσκιν και το επίσταστε.
Τι γίνεται?
Dude, how long are you gonna be pissing? Stop it.
Εύδρομε πέμπης της ωραίων κεφαλάς, νόσουστε και άλγη.
Τι τούτο είναι?
The Aerophoroi were young girls between the ages of 7 and 11 who were in charge of special rites. A list of 4 girls was drafted by the Assembly of Citizens, from which the High Magistrate, the Archon Basileus, chose 2 to serve as Aerophoroi for the year. The girls lived in a house on the Acropolis. They were in charge of carrying sacred objects and weaving the peplos of Athena. The peplos was a sacred robe offered to Athena during Panathenea, a festival held in her honor.
Ο σύζυγος ημών τέθηκε,
μία τριακάδα αγελάδων.
Άστινας ήλθε παρεμβούν.
Αντιλαμβανόμεθα ότι ποιότε έφυγε μετά τις αγέλης. Αγελάδε εξέφυγαν συμπτώματα τέρμης. Ναι, αλλά η αφήγηση της ιστορίας γίνεται με τα λιλουργίας και το επιχείρημα αυτό καθ' αυτό εστί ιστορία. Ο Εκέμνος αναγνωρεί, επικαλούμεσαι, μάκα
Της πετώ το βίο, λέγω εμ' αυτό, ευρέπει να ασχολία.
Ναι, ασχολία την αβεβαίως. Τι είναι η νίκη στα γέννητε, τι σχόλη προποδών έχεις?
Ίστα έχω ευκολία
The Erechtheion was an atypical temple. It was dedicated not only to Athena Polias, but also to Cecrops, the mythical founder of Athens, his son Erechtheos, and even Poseidon, the sea god who challenged Athena for possession of the city. The temple was divided into sections. The eastern part housed a statue dedicated to Athena, while the western section jointly belonged to Poseidon and Erechtheos. Meanwhile, King Cecrops' grave was believed to be under the caryatid porch. Under the temple was a crypt that was said to contain the sacred snakes of Athena. The snakes may have had a sweet tooth because the priestesses of Athena allegedly fed them honey cakes.
Oh, that looks massive, isn't it? Wow.
Ίστα έχω ευκολία και ο πατήρ μου έλεγε δίν με δίν εις θέα. Ήδη τον εκπληκτικό
Looks like my DPS dropped down. Oh, sorry, FPS. Quite a bit. I guess that's because I didn't want to have my cooling fans really at maximum speed, otherwise it's gonna hear it probably. But the game may die now. We'll see. Hopefully that's not the case.
Ίστα ανέσκυντος κλέφτης ύπων. Όποτε απαιτηρά του πονήσεων ή ακάβητον λέγονται υπερσυγχώρη πάλι. Ιούσης διαφόρος.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try to put them on. Just bear with me, guys. Yeah, you've seen the temperatures there, so it wasn't. It's not really good, but now it should help.
Αδύνατον εστί. Ευρέτη να ασχολίαστε.
Ω ναι, ασχολίατη να βεβαίως. Τι στα γέννη όλοι το πόδο
Ίστα έχω ευκοδία και ημί καλύφος.
Ήκουσα την ευήθεια, ταύτην και τον πρόβλημα. Μέληση την περίμενα.
It's a shame they really didn't put audio for those as well. I'd like to listen to it really. As I'm going around or something like that, like in the Origins, just the audio automatically plays when you're in the right spot, and then you can just kind of look at the beautiful surroundings and while you're listening, see what's being said. So some upgrades, some downgrades really. I like the kinematics for the main tour, and yeah, that's probably better than before. However, they should have kept the part where the audio only plays for those smaller ones, which is a nice addition, but again, it could have been much better.
Περί τίνων κοσμημάτων συνηλέει. Αλλά όμως επανέλεξε ότι είσαι τούτο. Αν προσλάβει την απολάβατα δόρυκα προσή στο σκητικό, περιφέρεια εκκλητικά.
Θεόν πάτερ είτε και ιέσον σκητικέ, κούρε δημάτορ, ποτριόκος με οδηγέ των κομμών. Ελθέ μάκαρ, μίστες υβρίων και χαρημένος εή. Γλαυκό ευρεσίτεχνε, πολυλίστη βασίλεια, ο εολόμορφε και αγιοτάτε.
Okay, looks like the graphics card has cooled down enough to have normal FPS again. It's one of the reasons why I don't talk as much, because I need to press a button. Just in case I kind of anticipated, maybe it will not run without the maximum fun zone, because it's quite a demanding game, especially in 4K. And if I have my microphone always on, I assume guys are gonna always hear it, so I'll find out in the final video when I'm talking if it's too loud now or not with the fun zone. But that's why I'm using basically my button to press, and it's hard to press it when you're actually moving around. So for the most part I'll be quiet, and maybe that's better. Maybe you guys gonna prefer it this way. You can certainly let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's a shame they don't have audio for those. I would like to listen to it and just kind of explore, as opposed to just watching and reading text. Could make it better, really, on that ones. But it's really beautiful, isn't it?
Όμως εταίρο δύο αγαπά τον Αθήνους.
Περί αγάπης τόπος. Ο πλούτος αυτής τι προστατευτείτε.
Διαλέγομαι έναν τούτο άλεφη, μάλλον ιδιωτικός.
Η ξένος τι ήστα όταν η μήκερη κλινήρισα.
Ουχίος περσέ, μια μοιή απίτους αναμένουσα τον Νέκη.
The Parthenon is one of the most well-known buildings in the world, and an enduring symbol of ancient Greek civilization. While it is located on the Acropolis, the building is not a traditional temple. It was built by the sculptor Phidias and the architects Callicrates and Ictinus as a great monument to the glory of the city of Athens. That glory is evident in its many carvings. One of the most carved monuments in Greek architecture, the Parthenon's decorations depict several mythological scenes. These include the birth of Athena, her fight against Poseidon for the patronage of Athens, the gods' battle with the giants, and the procession of the great Panathenea.
You guys have to let me know as well if you prefer the subtitles to be there or not. I find it kind of actually obstructing, because they're quite large, so if you guys don't like them either, I'll just turn them off completely for the next time. God, this is beautiful as well, isn't it? Now, what else can we find out? Actually, let's go inside and see.
The Parthenon's inner chamber, or cella, contained a massive statue of Athena that was considered to be one of the sculptor Phidias's greatest masterpieces. The statue was chryselephantine, a combination of gold and ivory. To justify the steep cost of its construction, Pericles told Athenians that the statue was a gold reserve, which could be disassembled in times of economic distress. The cella also allegedly contained a pool, whose main purpose was to control the room's humidity, which helped preserve the statue's ivory.
Well, they didn't give us dimensions for this one. I just was reading the text that the shield was 2 meters tall. Oh no, sorry, the whatever she's holding in the hand, they call it the Nike, that's 2 meters tall. Okay, let's put that to the test. Let's place our character next to that. Let's see if that's in scale. Yet again, I will say no, because we are crunching, but if this, what she's holding, is supposed to be 2 meters tall, that means the actual statue must have been even taller. So perhaps, yet again, mistakes on that, but that'll be actually quite impressive, isn't it, if it's taller than this one. Oh, that's the amphitheater, isn't it? Wow. Something seems to be being built in the distance. So I suppose the actual tour gonna give us, well, will take us through the whole city, and we're gonna be coming there for some short video as well. At some point, actually, at least I hope so, and then obviously I hope the whole tour is not just only about Athens, So let's find out.
Επιτεύγματα. Κατέχεις ωραίων τριμμούς, δέθεα σώτηρα, άγουσα καλούς καρπούς και γέες ειρήνη θεαρετής.
Athens Treasury was located in the Parthenon, where it was believed to be protected by Athena herself. The treasury contained objects of great value, acquired from different conquests, as well as a mass of minted silver coins and various offerings to Athena. Pericles also decided to move the entirety of the Delian League's treasure to the Parthenon in 454 BCE. This was a great testament to Athens' power over the rest of Greece. The riches were divided into two parts, the Demosia, which belonged to the city, and the Hiera Cremata, which was dedicated to the goddess and only used for religious purposes.
And what did you think of the Acropolis? It truly is quite something, isn't it? A sacred sanctuary and an architectural marvel, all in one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, this can be interesting and fun.
You're confident enough for a test? Very well. Let us see how much you know. Which two gods competed for Athens' patronage?
Okay, so we know this one, isn't it? That was Poseidon, the god of sea, and Athena, the goddess of what she wore, I think. But we know the answer. That'll be 3.
Correct. It was Poseidon and Athena who fought for Athens' patronage. As for who won, the answer is in the city's name. On to the next question. Who sculpted the statue of Athena in the Parthenon?
Oh god, okay, so there's no way I can remember the names. Well, the fourth one seems to be too suspicious. I'm gonna have to get a guess. I think maybe the second one.
Praxiteles sculpted a marble statue of Artemis that stood in the Vravronion. Try again.
Okay, no such luck. Let's just go with the first one, maybe.
Correct. The renowned sculptor Phidias made the statue, which was considered one of his masterpieces. And now, the final question. Which king's tomb was believed to be under the Caryatid porch?
Okay, I didn't remember this one either, but I don't think it was Perseus or Leonidas, or Menelaus neither. Let's go with 4, if not then maybe Perseus actually. Let's go with 4.
That is correct. Cecrops was the mythological first king of Athens, and his tomb was said to be under the Erechtheion. It seems you know much about this place. Well done, wanderer.
So yeah, it looks like we can actually take different approach to this Discovery tours. So it's all kind of like kinematic experience. We can take the next one suggested or a random tour. Now I'm probably gonna do it one by one, but for now that'll be all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
As you wish. Hopefully we will see each other again soon.